Fold short instructions as is weather information is available on High West Flight Watch Flight Service frequency. Advise on initial contact, you have information X-ray. We'll run tower information X-ray 1853 Zulu weather, wind 300 at 4, visibility 10. Few clouds 4,900, scattered 7,000, temperature 29er, dew point 14, altimeter 3011. RNAV runway 23 right, approach is in use.
We have our weather information for here. And we don't have a control tower here, so we just kind of self-announce to everyone that where we're at and what we're doing. There's no control tower for here. You can move that a little closer to your mouth there. What? Yeah, it's they're pretty sensitive. There you go.
Okay.
Yep. So there's no control tower here. We talked to Willow Run, which is the big airport just on the other side of 94, and we'll let them know that we're going to take off because we're so close to them, so they can coordinate with all the other airplanes. But moving around here, really any grass field where there's no control tower, you just self-announce, and everybody kind of talks to each other and says, okay, your turn to go, and now it's my turn to go, and all works out.
Fires in the craft area of Myers Divers. Tecumseh will commence skydiving operations in 2 minutes. Do not pass over 15,000 below Myers Divers.
Belleville, Travis Sky 3, Yankee, back taxi runway 33, Belleville. So a lot of these little grass strips share the same frequency, and so we actually heard an airplane over in Tecumseh who is letting go skydivers. And so he just announced that he was dropping skydivers over the airport and they're going to be falling down.
We don't want to hit them, right?
No, but they're all the way over in Tecumseh, so they're quite a ways away from us.
No sky cam?
Well, we do have a little video camera there. I'll record our flight.
Oh, do we do that?
Yeah.
Then I can enjoy it. I'll buy it if I have to.
Yeah, and we usually sell it afterwards.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
But it's kind of neat. It records, you know, the sound and everything. And all right.
Oh, Jesus fires.
What's that?
Oh, Jesus fires.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Jesus, oh, Jesus, oh, Jesus.
Yep. No, that's what those are for, basically.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Another little check there.
Doing now.
So now we're going to do an engine run-up. So we check that our flight controls are free and correct, so they move the right way they're supposed to. Our primer's in and locked. Trim is set for takeoff. Mixture is rich. Throttle will run up. Kind of do like about a half power check on the engine. Good. Very good. Oil pressure, oil temperature, all looks good. Our common nav is set. We'll talk to Willow Run Tower and let them know what we're going to do. Our flaps are set to 10 degrees. The flaps, you can see them just outside the window there. They come down and they help us get slowed down for landing, and they also help us take off a little sooner. The first 10 degrees gives us extra lift, and then after that it's just extra drag to help us get slowed down. So before takeoff, we'll go ahead and close that window now. Yep, perfect. Just like that. Oh, a little too far. Perfect. And our fuel selector valve still on both. Engine instruments still look good, and our strobe landing lights are on.
Additional aircraft in vicinity, Tecumseh Myers Divers, skydivers in the air, 15,000 below, do not overfly, Tecumseh Myers Divers.
Willow Run Tower, Skyhawk 1538 Yankee.
Skyhawk 1538 Yankee, Willow Run Tower.
Skyhawk 153 Yankee on the ground, Belleville, be departing runway 33 westbound Ann Arbor.
Roger, transition approved, altimeter 3009er, window will run 34084.
3009er, 38 Yankee. So we listen to Belleville frequency, make sure no one's coming into this airport, and we're also talking to him, so he'll let us know if there's other airplanes to watch out for. We'll slowly add some power in, release the brakes, and we're off. A little beep there is normal. Don't worry.
That was so easy.
That little beep there lets us know we're at our minimum takeoff speed. You know, we're right below flying speed, and then as soon as we stop hearing it, we know we're safe to leave the ground and take off.
Right,
it measures how much the aircraft's pitched up relative to the wind hitting the aircraft.
Okay.
Now that we're up a little higher here, we can go ahead and retract our flaps.
Tower
Full speed up and get a little airflow in here.
Right.
Turkey 9er Alpha Sierra Willer and Tower running 23 right, number 2, following traffic on a mile final, clear land, wind 3007.
Clear land, number 2, 9 Alpha Sierra.
Aren't like 10-foot waves.
3 Yankee frequency change, Ann Arbor is approved.
Frequency change approved, 3 Yankee. And so Willow Run hands us off to Ann Arbor. So we tell them that we're going to come and overfly the stadium and overfly the town. Willow Run Tower, Ann Arbor Tower, Skyhawk 153 Yankee, 7 miles east.
Skyhawk 1508 Yankee, Ann Arbor Tower, say intentions.
Skyhawk 1538 Yankee, overfly Michigan Stadium before departing your Delta eastbound Ann Arbor to Willow Run.
Skyhawk 08 Yankee, ident.
Skyhawk 1538 Yankee, identing. She always gets my name wrong.
Skyhawk 08 Yankee, ident observed. Proceed as requested. Ann Arbor altimeter 3009er.
3009er, 3 Yankee. 1538 Yankee. And for whatever reason, she gets a 3 as a 0. When I say 3, it sounds like 3 to me. But they really like to do that. I always try to hint to them 1538 Yankee, and it never really registers. So each aircraft, I'm sure the ones that, you might have noticed, the ones you flew down around Belize, they have a tail number, and that's our tail number, and so it's like a license plate number almost. But it identifies us so she can call us by that name, rather than saying, hey John, can you make a right turn or do this or that? But,
This on radar?
Yep, she sees us on radar. That's when I press that little green button there. We just popped up on her radar screen so she knew exactly where we were.
Okay.
Yep. Most of the U.S. is covered by radar, but not all of it actually. So some of it you have to report to them where you're at. The radar, especially around mountains and things, doesn't always reach. But now we're going to stay here cruising right around 2,000 feet. I'll let you just go ahead and reach forward. And all you have to do, if you want to go down, you just push down. If you want to go up, pull up a little bit. And to the right. You turn to the right. It eventually starts turning right, and then once you're where you want to go, you just level the wings, and you go back straight. And of course, to go a little to the left, we'll go a little left. It's a little hazy out there, but I can just barely see Michigan Stadium coming up. About 7 miles away or so.
How come I can't? Oh, there it is.
It's actually really neat yesterday, flying over the soccer game, seeing 100,000 some people down in there. Just all going crazy.
Some. How do you compensate for this air?
For the what?
The blowing of the air.
Oh, the little pockets and bounces there?
Yeah.
If it raises a wing on us, we just lower that wing back down. You know, when it's sunny like this, it tends to pick us up and make us climb and climb and climb. We'll just push forward and actually reduce a little bit of power. And it's across, the aircraft almost becomes a little glider. It's okay. You can just turn a little to the right, level the wing, and we'll start flying straight again. It is a little bumpier today, but nothing too bad. The bumps are never anything to be worried about, especially when you're going slow. It's almost like in a car, you hit a speed bump going slow, it's no big deal. And so, we're going relatively slow right now.
Oh, you need air to fly.
You do need air to fly. I have had people ask what happens when you get into a traffic jam. Do you ever get into stop and go traffic? And I said, well, we just have go traffic. We don't have any stop traffic.
See the hospital. That's where I work. I work for U of M.
What's that?
I work for U of M.
Oh, you do?
I do.
What do you do for U of M?
Huh? I'm a nurse.
Oh, okay, excellent. We'll overfly the hospital.
I know. Fly by the hospital.
Taxiway Charlie Alpha.
I think
on my Facebook right now.
I didn't hear her, but I think she's talking to one of the life flight helicopters.
Survival flight, yeah.
Yep. They do fly out of the Ann Arbor Airport. That little strip there, the little grass field with the little strip of asphalt running between there, that's Ann Arbor Airport. This is I-94.
Surprising, you don't really have to turn it much to get to turn.
Yep.
Ann Arbor Tower, Bonanza 3045 Yankee, inbound landing.
It's a lot like a boat, actually, where you make, a gentle turn at slow speed. It turns really tightly. If you're going high speed, then it takes a lot longer to turn.
Okay, left downwind from runway 2445 Yankee.
You can turn a little bit back to the left there. We'll take like a west heading or so we can overfly the stadium.
Oh, sorry.
That's alright. It's actually St. Joe's just off our right side there.
Remain on this frequency, taxi northwest T's.
Now, can they hear us talking now, or?
No, the only time they hear us talking is when I push this little red button here, or you have one over there on your side too.
Okay.
And that way we can talk to them, but we can have a conversation and they'll never hear us.
Oh,
it is mildly embarrassing when you have a conversation and you accidentally are holding that button, and then you get to hear every bit of it.
I just can't. This went up so quick. This is how people get to Traverse City, huh?
Oh yeah,
you leave
Traverse
from
City.
Belleville and you...
Yeah, it's about an hour and a half, 2 hour flight.
Wow.
And it's not outrageous to fly an airplane. Like to fly this aircraft to Traverse City is about $200 one way.
2,600.
So when you put 2 or 3 people in it,
12 west inbound.
you can run up Traverse City for lunch one day.
Cherokee 40908 Foxtrot, Ann Arbor Tower, ident.
You can see the U of M golf course right in front there. And just off the right-hand side is the stadium.
Now, I don't have to worry about turning too hard, do I?
Oh, no.
24-3007-45
That would be my scare, that we tip over.
No, it'll never tip
Or
over.
go down too low.
And a right downwind, runway 24.
How low can we go? There's the hospital.
Runway 2498 Foxtrot.
Cool bean.
We can fly, usually about 2,000 feet is, I mean, we can fly a lot lower, of course, but I like to stay 1,000 feet above the ground.
Right.
Gives us good visibility and a little bit cooler air. Gives you some time to think, in case something did go wrong, you have some altitude to play with.
Right. Over the stadium.
Yep.
Shortly.
It'll be coming up right on, you can turn a little to the right and it'll be right on your left-hand side there. You could turn to the left so I could see it, but I've seen it a lot of times.
Look at that. Camera getting that?
It may, actually, here, let me take the aircraft for a second, and why don't you take a few pictures just in case.
The hospital? We're over the hospital.
Yep, I'll go ahead and make a little turn here.
Can't turn too hard.
We can turn fairly hard, and it's really no big deal. Like, this is not a hard turn at all.
And it takes it well.
Yep.
That's the extent of my photos. That is cool.
You can see they have the 3 helicopter pads there.
Yeah. Yeah, I worked with the head of survival flight all my years in, when I was at the main hospital. Now I'm over in Northville.
Gotcha.
That's what I wanted to be one time, was a flight nurse, until St. Joe's went down and I changed my mind. That was my office, right there on the curve.
It is a quite large medical campus.
Uh-huh.
It's actually one of my least favorites, just because of how hard it is to find where you're going.
November, ready for takeoff, 24. We'll be...
You can go ahead and take the flight controls again if you'd like.
Oh, sure.
This is downtown Ann Arbor, just there off our left-hand side.
Ann Arbor Tower, hold short.
I used to live in Ann Arbor off Earhart.
Okay.
I never went downtown till the last 6 months I lived there.
Oh.
It's cool. It's kind of like parasailing. I'd expect it to be, like, feel the height more, and I don't.
Well, we're about 1,000 feet above the ground right now. Actually, just a hair more than that. And, I mean, we can go all the way to 15,000 feet above the ground. You know, on longer trips, certainly going to Traverse City, you'd want to fly maybe 8,000, 9,000 feet.
Right.
Nice, cool air and everything, but,
you don't want to bump into anybody either.
Yeah, just nice short flights like this. No big deal to fly down low like this.
So if you're flying to Traverse City, do they just switch towers along the flight?
Yep, they'll just hand you off, and they'll have, like, Ann Arbor Tower just controls this, like, little 10-mile radius here.
Right.
But there's, you know, other control centers that control, you know, 100-mile radius or 200 miles. The higher you go, you'll talk to some of those bigger guys.
Right.
We can turn a little bit to the left there. Take about a 90-degree turn. We've got our little compass here, so we're heading south a little, or heading east.
Okay, right.
And as we turn, if you pull back a little bit, we'll actually hold altitude. It'll make the turn a little tighter, too.
These T's by taxiway Alpha, cross runway 30.
Okay, this frequency crossed...
Basically, the wings generate lift, and it keeps us, you know, in the air. And as we turn, we trade a little bit of vertical lift for some horizontal lift, so it pushes us to the side and turns us. And we also sink a little bit. If we pull back, we get some turning lift plus the vertical lift.
You know, I like that you can see over the hood. The planes that I've been on, you couldn't see over the hood, it seemed.
Yeah, well, I sit on a cushion.
Oh, do you?
But it is, it's pretty good visibility out of here. I really do like flying this one. And there's, Getty's Pond there, where they do all the kayaking in Ann Arbor.
Yeah.
Have you ever been out there in the canoes or kayaks?
Yes, but I found that it was kind of murky water. Like
It
a lot of
is.
sludge.
It's a little dirty. It actually just gets dirtier as you go downstream into Belleville and Ford Lake.
Yeah, I was at Getty's Road in Earhart.
Okay.
That looks like St. Joe's there.
Yep, that is
Straight away?
St. Joe's, yep. We can go fly right over it. Ann Arbor Tower, Sky 3 Yankee, departing your Delta eastbound.
Skyhawk 08 Yankee, frequency change approved, good day.
Range change approved, 38 Yankee.
So you just switch back to the...
Yep, I'll switch back over to Willow Run. I'll give them a call, let them know that we're going to fly near the airport.
Okay.
Wind 300
At northbound on the rip.
Yeah, little bump there. Willow Run Tower, Skyhawk 1538 Yankee, 6 miles west.
I was figure out where to go back to.
3 Yankee, Warren Tower.
3 Yankee, 6 miles west. Request transit your Delta over Belleville Lake before leaving Belleville Lake to land at Belleville.
3 Yankee, transition approved, altimeter 3008.
Transition approved, 3008, 3 Yankee. You were saying you forgot which way to go back to?
Yeah.
Well, we can just, we'll overfly St. Joe's, and if we look in front of us, we see Willow Run. That's a big patch there, that airport. And then we can just kind of head towards the lakes, and we'll overfly the lake. There's a lot of people out on the boats today. Kind of need to overfly them, and kind of disgusting that they swim in that water, but
yeah.
we'll overfly the lake, and then we'll go off on our way back to Belleville.
And if the engine cuts out, you just glide onto some grass.
Exactly, yep.
Cool.
I mean, I could land in one of those little fields over there, or, you know, even water landings are no big deal, really. Beats landing in the trees. Roads are okay, but there's usually lots of power lines and street signs and things to watch out for. And Cars, yeah, that's another big obstacle there.
Now, how low is too low?
Too low? Well, the FAA likes us to fly at least 500 feet above the ground.
Okay.
And usually around like populated areas, 1,000 feet.
Right.
And really more so just for noise abatement, so that we're not bothering anyone. You can hear this airplane flying over your house, and you would notice it, especially on a really quiet day. But if you get enough airplanes, especially somebody actually complained about banner towing over the stadium during game day, that you couldn't have a conversation outside your house, if you're standing outside. Oh. Because the planes are just constantly circling above, and so we try to fly high enough that we're not too noisy. The headsets really help because the airplane is a little bit noisy. If you peel, your headset off a little bit, you'll hear all the wind noise and the engine noise. So this is Ford Lake, and that's the Huron River, just like we're Getty's Pond. Right. Flows right into here.
Now, how do we know that Delta isn't going to fly into us?
Well, they have radar control, and actually, if we see Willow Run there, if we look just a little further.
I do.
Do you see that big, it's kind of hazy, but the little patch, about 10 miles further down?
Yeah.
That's Detroit Airport. That's Metro.
Oh, okay.
And so that is where Delta and all those planes are landing. They land north to south mostly, and so they never really come over this area. And they actually watch them on radar, and they'll let us know if anyone else gets close to us.
And they would just tell us to go to a different altitude? Yeah,
they'll just say, hey, you've got traffic at 1 o'clock or at 11 o'clock, and we'll look, we'll see them, we'll say, either we don't see them or we'll tell them that we do see them, and then we kind of avoid each other. And people in the air are more courteous than boats usually, avoiding each other. Whenever I was boating in Florida, it always seemed that, everyone had the right of way, and even if you were aimed right at each other, nobody was going to move.
Yeah.
You can actually just start to see all those boats there on Belleville Lake, right in the middle. That's a giant sandbar, and that is right in front of the U of M rowing boathouse.
Aha. I have a boat on Lake Orion.
Okay.
And it has a sandbar for their tailgating.
That sandbar, I went out there, and I've always been out there wearing dry suits, because you can walk out there, and in the wintertime, actually, I work on that lake.
Belleville Lake?
Yep. I also work for U of M. Only in the fall and spring. I work for the women's rowing team.
Oh, cool.
Yep, and so I'm quite familiar with that lake and how dirty it is. But the sandbar, it's very rocky. There's broken glass on it. It's just very disgusting.
Yeah, so how do you find out where you're going? I'd have to have my navigator on my phone.
We have an old school version of GPS in here.
Okay.
You can tell it's old school because it does that. It's just digital. It doesn't have actually a moving map.
Okay.
But I can also put my little cell phone in here and use GPS from that. I know exactly where we are.
So that's cool. You can put your cell phone in there and use the navigator.
Exactly. I mean, there's a special app for it. But, you can just use the GPS on the cell phone, and it goes right in there. And
oh, no worries.
Yep.
Yeah, fun lake if they cleaned it up.
It's been very strange this summer. It's looking browner than usual, but clearer. You can actually see further into it, but it's much more brown. It changes different times of the year, and it's actually funny, the zebra mussels that were in it really cleaned up the water, made it very clear. But whatever disgusting toxins are in that water killed the zebra mussels off. It was quite funny, actually.
Atlantic Tower 79, Mike Fox is ready, 27.
And so we can see Metro Airport. There's 2 runways that face this way. They really never use them. They always use the 4 runways that go that way. And their airspace actually starts like this invisible cone. We're not allowed to go in unless we talk to them. It starts right at these bridges. So like in a minute or so, we'll make a little left turn. And,
it's our no-fly zone?
You just call.
Well, we can fly into there. We just have to call him first. But since we're talking to Willow Run, we'll stay closer to him. And we'll just make a gentle left turn here.
Okay.
Hey, 3-8 Yankee, remain outside of Bravo airspace.
Remain clear of Class Bravo, 3-8 Yankee. That was him reminding us to not go over there. Gonna make a little bit more of a left turn, yep. Yeah, it was funny, the lake was actually totally dead yesterday. I think it was just because it was so overcast. No one was out there, no boats, no one was on the beach, and now today it's just jammed up with people.
Now is this, what is that? That's Willow Run?
That's Willow Run, yep. So we'll make a little bit of a left turn there, and we'll just stay south of I-94, and that way we avoid all his airplanes over there.
Oh, okay.
It's funny, it actually gets bumpier near the interstate just because of the blacktop, all the heat coming off of it. And sometimes near lakes will get bumpy with all the moisture coming off. And
Really?
the meteorology behind it's always pretty interesting.
Now if you were to go up 275, which tower would it be?
275, I think we would have to talk to Detroit Metro, and then after you go far enough north, you wouldn't talk to anyone until you hit Flint. I know, like, actually just to go to Meditol Airport in Canton, you know, you talk to Willow Run, it's only about 7 miles that way. Everything's much closer when you're up here. You know, to drive to Metro from here is 25 minutes, but it's only about 3 minutes flying time. You know, you can see it's just right off the shoulder. And
That's amazing.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. To drive to Ann Arbor, you know, it's about 25 minutes, but only, you know, 7-8 minute flight. We'll just take the southwest heading, and I can actually see the airports.
1-1 Yankee, we're in tower.
Was that for 3-8 Yankee?
3-8 Yankee, negative, frequency change approved.
3-8 Yankee, frequency change approved, landing assured Belleville.
1-1 Yankee, taxi runway 27.
It's always confusing when you have people with a similar call sign.
Right. That's the compass. The airspeed is 90 knots.
Just
exactly.
in the tower cab. Somebody else is in the building.
What's a 2-minute turn mean?
A 2-minute turn means if we were to turn until that lines up with left or right, then it would take us exactly 2 minutes to go 360 degrees.
I've been here.
So the old school way of navigating was a compass, a map, and a stopwatch. And you did everything based off of a just that, looking at the ground where you were.
You fly like Sunday afternoon, that's where you hear me, right? Yeah, I've been working 3 to 11 on Sundays, and
look at all these landing fields. They're everywhere.
Oh yeah. Well, I'll go ahead and take the flight controls here.
Okay.
And I'll get us lined up for our landing at Belleville.
Yeah, because I can't even see it.
Well, it's just about right below us, and I'm looking at the windsock. We always overfly.
For like 3
look at the windsock, and it's about a direct crosswind. We'll get lined up here for landing at runway 33. You'll Seagull there?
Yes. Don't want to hit it, do you?
No, if we did hit one, it might damage the airplane a little bit, but it certainly wouldn't, you know, be a concern to us. We would just land as soon as we could, but no big deal.
Proceed on course, right 27, clear for takeoff.
Clear to take off on course, 1-1 Yankee.
Still can't see where we're landing.
Oh, it's off our left side now. Detroit approach, Skywalk 1538 Yankee.
November 1538 Yankee, Detroit approach.
Skywalk 1538 Yankee in the pattern at Belleville Field. Request Class Bravo service clearance, landing runway 33 at Belleville.
November 1538 Yankee, what's your type aircraft?
Type aircraft Skyhawk.
November 3 Yankee, squawk 4733 in ident.
4733 ident, 38 Yankee.
November 153 Yankee is radar contact 5 miles south of the Willow Run Airport, altitude indicating 1,600. Detroit altimeter 3008. Say again where you're landing.
3008, landing Belleville Field, and just need to clip the surface class Bravo outside the tower there just south of Belleville Field for approach to runway 3338 Yankee.
Number 3 Yankee, Roger. You're cleared in the Detroit Class B airspace, and I'll make sure that Willow Run is watching you.
3 Yankee, clear in Class Bravo, appreciate it. They redesigned the airspace, and now we have to call Detroit, because their airspace actually comes all the way out here,
right?
And we fly just into the corner of it, and they get so angry if you don't call them and you touch just that little corner. But it used to never be an issue, but they, I guess they wanted a bigger cone to fly their airplanes in and out of, so they made it just 2 miles wider, and I actually had to go and talk to them about it and see if they could change it for us. So I had to go meet with them in the control tower at Detroit, which is kind of neat because I got a tour of, you know, where the top of the tower, and got to see all the airplanes landing, and actually a really pretty view of the airport.
Figure out where you're landing.
Still haven't figured it out yet?
Point.
Well, it's just right in front there.
Back looking for an IFR clearance to Traverse City.
November 944 Lima Foxtrot, you can proceed direct dryer.
Direct dryer, 944 Lima Foxtrot.
You can almost see the little yellow cones on the edges of the runway. Not quite?
Not quite. F it. Land. Drive it across the road. Looking for worn down grass.
Number 8168 Foxtrot traffic at 10 o'clock and
looking
6
for
miles
worn. Oh, I see it now.
To 4000 is a Cirrus jet. Contact Detroit approach now on 127.5.
We'll be looking for traffic 127.5, 68 Foxtrot.
Cirrus 1 Charlie Delta, traffic 2 o'clock and 6 miles northeastbound. VFR descending out of 3200 is a Bonanza.
We're looking for traffic 1 Charlie. Detroit approach, Aztec 79, Mike Fox.
Here, Mike Foxtrot, Detroit approach.
We're just about 5 west of Ann Arbor, proceeding to Marshall. We'd like to get flight following, clocking 1200, 3000 feet.
And November.
That puts the flaps down?
Yep.
Marshall.
It kind of helps us stick to the ground a little bit better. As you can tell, the grass is a little bumpy. And so with bumpy grass, it can kind of bounce you back into the air. But if you put your flaps down right away, then,
I would like to stay at 3000.
How do I stop talking to them? If you put your flaps down right away, then you stick to the ground a lot better and helps you get slowed down.
Selfie! Photogenic. That was cool. That is not what I expected.
A little different from the other ones you've flown on?
Oh, yeah. I was joking, I lost my first class status this year when I missed one of the flights.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't like riding coach, so I'm just going to fly my own plane where I'm going.
Yeah. No, that's the nice thing. I've had this plane, that's actually the same one, to Baltimore and to Florida, all over the place. And, you know, it takes a little longer to get there, but it's pretty comfortable. Anywhere you want to stop, anytime you want to get lunch, you know, you can just always slide your seat back and just kind of relax. And
It doesn't have an autopilot, though.
this one doesn't. A lot of them do. Makes it a lot easier if it has an autopilot, but no big deal. When you're up in really smooth air, you can just let go, you know, for, you know, a couple minutes and not even worry about it.
He doesn't mind all the...
No, he's pretty into it.